What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 4, official episode 4. We had a couple weeks of technical difficulties, but episode 4 of the Pondering Nerdcast. I am Nate Rowe, and alongside me tonight, as always, is Lance John.
Hey guys, what's up?
And we have a special treat tonight. We have 2 of our contributors from Gaming Rebellion with us. First up, we have Tony, the Brasel the Gamer.
Hey, how you doing?
And we also have Stephen Wilds with us.
What's up?
What's up, guys? So just really quickly, we always kind of do this at the beginning of the show. Be sure to check out GamingRebellion.com. Again, you can catch both of these guys' articles this week, along with the podcast, obviously, if you found us. Hopefully you checked us out through Gaming Rebellion. Be sure to catch us on Stitcher and iTunes as well. Yes, okay. Alrighty, so getting right into it. Let's jump right into it because we got a lot to talk about. Awesome show for you guys today. First up, we're going to talk about a little bit of Marvel news before we get into some trailers, because the rest of the show is pretty much going to be trailers. So, as for Marvel news, outside of trailers, it came out that officially Iceman is now going to be a homosexual character. And I kind of wanted to just bring this to the table just because everybody else was talking about it, so what the hell, why should we not? Everybody has an opinion about this. Personally, I don't see it as a huge move in any sort of direction. I don't know what it's going to bring to the character. If it brings something better to the character, I'm all for it. But Lance, what are you thinking about this, man?
I remember them making like tons of jokes about this character for years. Family Guy, I think, is the most recent one. So I'm not entirely too shocked of how that's working out. I think people are making a bit of a big deal of the whole thing, and get over it because at the same time. I should note that it's not as if, as far as I can remember, when it comes to comic books, like when they first started out, it was just mainly, a lot of white characters, and then the black community would complain and say that, there's not enough representative of them. So now this is just the other side of it as well, where, LGBT folks feel that, they're not being represented in there. So for them to put it out there, I'm not too shocked at the same time. But, a lot of people who've followed this character for years, they know that he's been with, he's a bit of a horn dog. You know what I'm saying? He's been around. So it's like for some people, it's a bit of a shock to them.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah. And Steven, you read the comics, man. So he's been with chick characters. So I'm trying to understand, is he coming out as a full homosexual or is he supposed to be bisexual? I don't understand because... if you go from chicks to, and then you just, I don't know, what makes him homosexual after being with all these chicks is what I'm wondering.
Well, let's break this down a little bit. First of all, this is not what I would call canonical 616 Iceman. So this is not the Iceman that we know. This is the Iceman who has been pulled from the past with the original 5 X-Men and been brought to the present time by Beast. Yeah. Okay. So if you're not following the story, I didn't know that. If you're not following the story, let me give you the brief thing. See, this is what pisses me off because I'm about 6 issues behind. And I didn't want that spoiler. But,
spoilers.
I had. Now, all right. Okay. So they began a new comic called All New X-Men, which is written by Brian Michael Bendis. And I love his writing. He's a good writer. He's a little wordy sometimes, but he's good. Okay. So Beast sees the current state of the X-Men. Cyclops is a fugitive and on the run with his group of X-Men. Wolverine won't talk to him and, has his school that they're trying to run. Things are bad. So Beast goes back in time and brings the 5 original X-Men as, I believe they're all 12 and 13 or maybe 14 or 15 at the time. I can't remember exactly. To the present in hopes that, it would help somehow. Horrible idea. I thought this guy was a scientist. I don't know what happened. But anyway, so in this, Jean Grey's powers are developing faster than they did in the original timeline because everybody's telling her she becomes this great, powerful telepath. And she has other telepaths around that can help her other than just Xavier, like in the original timeline. So her powers, develop more. And in this particular issue, she is talking to Bobby, who has been having some problems. And even the canonical Bobby is in a relationship with Kitty Pryde up until Kitty Pryde leaves the team. And one of the things that, young Bobby, I know it's hard to keep this straight, is having problems with is he can't believe he's in a relationship with Kitty Pryde. He finds it disgusting, right? So
interesting.
They're talking about this stuff, and Jean Grey just looks at him and says, "Hey, will you just kind of drop the act? You don't have to lie to me. I'm a telepath. I know you're gay." So, I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do with this, and like I said, I like Bendis as a writer, so I'm willing to give it a chance. I like the idea of including, more gay, transgender characters. That's fine. I have nothing against that. I think it is very odd to change a character whom we know so well. And like I said, I'm going to wait and see because maybe he has a better idea with this than what I've thought of so far. That's why they pay him to write it and not me. But just at the time, like you said, one of the big things that has always kind of been in Bobby's life is he sucks with women, right? He had this whole relationship with Lorna Dane. There's a really great story arc with him and Mystique. Just different things, and I don't know. I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing, and it may just be, like you said earlier, it might just be kind of to put some diversity in there, or maybe something else will come of it. I'm not sure.
That's what's up. Tony, what are you feeling, man? Do you think this is going to bring anything to the character? Do you think this was a political thing where they kind of had to update a character? What are you thinking, man?
Well, I'm 100% behind adding any kind of diversity to a comic book team like that, and I don't really read the comics a whole lot. I'm actually not much of a comic person. The only comic I really read right now is the new Ninja Turtles comic that's out, which is awesome, by the way.
Cowabunga!
Yeah, it's great. What I'm wondering is maybe Beast went back to a maybe there's some alternate universe. Maybe he didn't actually go back into time, and he's getting this, this new, he's got the 5 characters, but, maybe they're not the same ones. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about the, whole lot about the comics, so I really can't say. I will say, again, I don't think it's a bad thing, but, whatever.
I think a lot of the hype, and we were talking about this before the podcast, I think a lot of the hype goes into trolls are going to be trolls, and when they see something, people are just going to want to jump on it and be like, "Man, I got something to say about this." And again, we're
good impression.
Exactly, right? Coming out from under their bridge. But no, I think it is an issue that needs to be talked about because some people do have a legitimate argument as far as if it's not bringing anything new to the character, if it's not a necessary change, or if it's not something that this character is going to evolve, then it's obviously something that the writers were doing just to either A, appease a certain group, or B, I don't know. I guess it's hard to delve into their motives, obviously.
Especially whenever it hasn't gotten that far into the story.
Exactly.
It remains to be seen what happens. So, at this point, it's just all we can do is speculate, I guess.
In Bendis, we trust.
Also, in Marvel news, before we jump into the trailers, there was some heated words being exchanged against the Avengers cast. Yeah, Tony's already shaking his head. There was some heated words exchanged that some people were calling Chris Evans and what's the guy's name that plays Hawkeye? I should know this.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. Jeremy Renner. Thank you, Steven. And apparently they were in an interview, and they ended up calling Black Widow's character a slut. And people got all crazy. Now, the reason people got all crazy is because the way I worded it right there was the way the headlines came across.
Right.
Okay, and that's what got everybody going on about this. That's all people read, and that's what people were chiming in about. The context of the question, if you listen to that interview, they asked them, okay, first we thought, and this is from the movies, this is from the movie series and the Marvel series in general. First, we thought Black Widow was going to get with Hawkeye. Then we thought that she was going to get with Captain America in the Captain America sequel. And ultimately, spoilers, I'm sorry, anybody, it's a minor spoiler. Apparently, in the new movie, she ends up finally getting with Bruce Banner.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily a spoiler.
Sorry,
it's in the trailer.
Okay,
that, she's kind of getting close to him, and that's all we know. And then that's really all that they kind of hinted at.
Man, I guess I don't have to go see the movie no more.
I'm sorry.
That's all that mattered was the romance between the characters.
But apparently, that's what this big, this controversy is about. Okay, but in the context of that question, okay, the reporter said it just like that. She asked, okay, well, we thought she was going to get with this character, and then she finally ends up getting with Bruce Banner. What do you guys think about that? And that was the question. And they hesitated, and they laughed immediately afterward, obviously denoting that, that was just, it was a funny thought that had popped into his head. Now, a guy's in those positions, I mean, what do you guys think? Should they be reamed so hard for saying what a lot of people would say? You know what I mean? Like if somebody came to you guys and said, "Hey, Lance, what do you think about this person who has slept with that person, and that person, blah blah blah?" You know what I mean? The first thing you would say is,
"I say she's sexually adventurous."
Hey, we don't know if she actually slept with any of those guys.
Exactly,
right?
And that's
I didn't see the sex scene on the screen. It didn't happen.
That's what I'm saying. But they were hinting at it, and it was one of these.
Yeah, and it sounded like the way they were talking about it. It sounded like this is some sort of joke that they tell each other on set. And they just probably forgot where they were, and it was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And then I believe there were other people who were upset at them because they said something about her having a prosthetic leg, and there were this another set of people who were really angry about it, and it was like, oh, I forgot what the terminology is, but there are people who are. It's almost like saying you're homophobic, but it's for people with prosthetic limbs. But I forgot.
She has a prosthetic limb? Scarlett Johansson?
No,
her character does.
Oh, the character does.
The character does, yeah.
That must be a spoiler or something, because I don't think she does.
Yeah, I don't,
wow,
that was new to me.
Dropping spoilers. Left and right. I'm sorry.
Spoiler.
I don't think that there's anything behind that. I think the problem with first of all, with the whole prosthetic leg is, I
don't really see.
I completely agree with Lance. I think that there was some kind of, some kind of inside joke that they're referring to, and they kind of forgot where they were, and so they make these jokes, and it comes off as very offensive. Right. Now, I'm going to say, first of all, that people do tend to get a little too offended a little too quickly these days. B, completely different. I do see where they're coming from with the whole slut and whore comment. It's more coming from the view that if a man in the series had been sleeping with all these different women, nobody's going to make a joke about that.
Yeah.
But if a woman does the same thing, then they make jokes about it and they use these words, and that's, I think, why people are getting offended and people are getting upset.
Right. It's that catch-22, and that's always going to be there. I mean, there is some standard things that are always going to be unequal and unfair, and I think that that word, especially slut or whore, that definitely gets tossed towards females way more than it gets tossed towards males. Yeah. Just in general. So yeah, I do see that side to the argument. However, in my, I don't know, I want to defend them and say, in the context of the question, and like you guys were saying, it could have been a joke. We don't know if it was a joke on the set, but it could have been. I mean, Scarlett Johansson seems like a really cool actress, so I'm sure, she might even said something first about that. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows how it went? But whether they should have said it or not, they said it. It was in the context of the question, though. It was like they were set up in that question almost. You know what I mean? I don't think that was the intention by the reporter or anything.
And they apologized.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I don't really see the reason to carry on with this any further. I mean, yes, don't go, using that word in that kind of context, further. I mean, if they were doing it rampantly, that's one thing, but hey, this is one time. They seem like pretty cool dudes anyway. I mean, you see Chris Evans in hospitals, dressed as freaking Captain America doing stuff all the time. I mean, you just gotta the good outweighs the bad, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it just goes to show you that comedy is subjective.
Yeah.
I want to tell you who's to really blame here. Each of these guys, all these actors and actresses that do these press tours for the movies, they all have handlers. It's usually either their agent or a press agent or something like that. And there were people commenting that, these guys who work with Chris Evans and Jeremy Renner, who each have their own, were there with them on the set. And they didn't do shit. They weren't doing their job, in my opinion.
that seems
that
like a
guy
question
is
that
there
would have
to
been
tell
screened.
you, shut up, you're being a dick, you're going to mess stuff up.
Or just go over to him could you cut that?
Pull that
video?
tape and say, listen, let's not use that question for the interview. You know what I mean? Yeah, somebody should have intercepted that. That's for sure.
And I'm not pushing the blame onto these guys, but really, that's what their job is. So I just think this was just an accident. It was a big accident.
Exactly. All right, well, let's keep it moving. We're going to move right into the bulk of our episode, which we are going to talk about some hot trailers that came out. All superhero or nerd related. Well, I think Jedis are superheroes, so we're going to toss them in there too. But starting out, we're going to talk about the Batman vs. Superman trailer that came out, and in fact, I think it leaked early. The guy. Go ahead, Lance. Lance is because Lance was all up in an uproar about what the director was doing. But let you break it down.
I had some nerd rage about the Batman Superman trailer or teaser. As you know, Zack Snyder is the director of this movie, and so he decided to drop a 22-second teaser of a teaser, which is about so. Yeah, he was "Here's the suits." Slow pan, horns, I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. And I was just so at first I was like, okay, whatever. I but then when you look at where he released it on his Twitter account, and then there was a link to go sign up to go see the entire teaser in IMAX. And, and I was at first it was oh, that's it. You're going to sit there for 2 minutes. And I was like, okay, this is stupid. And then somebody told me that, it's going to be 50 minutes of footage of stuff. And I'm like, what stuff? What stuff? What are you talking about? It was so I'm I haven't heard anything from anyone because this is all past. It was supposed to happen this past Monday. So you had to sign up and you pick the IMAX theater that you wanted to go to. And I was just as an editor, as a content creator, I think the marketing behind this was fucking awesome because it got everybody enraged and it was yeah, this is awesome, I gotta go see it. But as a movie buff, I was just this is the dumbest move ever. I do not want to go to IMAX to watch a 2-minute trailer.
Never.
I
I
was screw that.
Never.
Now, in his defense, though, because see, that was the thing. You guys don't even know. We have a little Pondering Nerdcast chat and on Facebook. And he was blowing up the chat talking about, this is ridiculous. How could he do this? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, man, you are really mad about this, man.
Real fired up, huh?
Yeah, if we want to go back to just talking about the trailer itself, though, it threw me off because, first of all, they are painting Batman out to be even in the trailer, he just seems to be a totally different character than any Batman we've seen before.
Right. That's not true, though.
At least on film.
That is totally Frank Miller's Batman in cinematic form right there.
See, did that guy have an Iron Man suit?
He
was
did.
That guy trying?
Yes, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Back in the 80s,
Dark Knight Returns or whatever. He was old as shit, and so he needed a suit.
Right. That's why there are some people who are it seems like this particular Batman versus Superman. It's pulling from different not universes but different timelines about him having the suit. Like he doesn't even use that suit until much later when he's like old and geriatric.
Okay.
You know?
It's not even that. They're pulling shit from, hey, what sold well? Well, this Batman version sold well, and this Batman version sold well. Well, then I need you to put those two fucking things together and make a movie.
Yeah. I'm not happy with DC's decisions lately. Like it just seems like they've made a lot of I'm just saying, I mean, like especially
20 years.
I guess we'll say
Since Batman Returns came out. Jeez.
Yeah. Cinematically, they've made some bad choices. So I don't know. Do you guys think at this point people are going to go see this movie regardless?
I'll go see it.
Exactly. Like regardless of whether you think it's going to be shit before you go see it, you know, you're going to go see it and at least want to, you know, what experience either how great it was or how shitty it was. One of the two. So they're going to get their money, I think, at least from people, you know, being curious. I'm going to be curious I'm not going to be somebody that goes and sees it first night it comes out or anything like that by any means. So I will probably be subject to everybody else's review of it after it comes out. But I just didn't like the trailer personally. I thought it was this, you know, they're painting. I don't know, rushed. Man. I know Batman is a dark character.
Yeah,
you know, Batman is very much this character that I get it. And you know, I stand corrected on the suit. I didn't know that was a prior thing as well. But right. He's making it out to be this. I'm going to kill God. That's basically his attitude.
Close enough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's like where does that tone come from? I don't know. Maybe you're really into the comics, Steven. Is that something that has been an ongoing thing with Batman, or is that how that originated with the Justice League? Like, I'm not even 100% sure.
There's enough evidence there to warrant this. There's a great series called Tower of Babel where Batman made plans how to get rid of all the Justice League if any of them ever turn bad. Yeah. And someone gets to those plans and goes against the Justice League. And, you know, it's there's other stuff. I could sit here and point out for 20 minutes how many different story arcs kind of relate to this. But this is a certain type. This is a certain side of Batman. And I don't know. I didn't ask for this movie. This movie is being forced upon me.
You're so right. Like, as you know, there is a DC movie out there. I forgot the name. It escapes me. There's an animated feature where the same thing you were talking about, how Batman had all these plans to like take down every single Justice League member. There is a movie
called Doom.
Yeah, that's the one. Like, it depicts all that, and you can see how his plans go into action and how it all works out.
Yeah, they took Tower of Babel and changed the villain because they wanted a different villain.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was like, from watching this trailer, it's like I feel like this whole thing is being rushed. Like, they're trying their best to catch up with Marvel when I feel, quite honestly, they don't need to. You know, because Marvel is taking their time in introducing characters that people don't necessarily know very well. And when they're making these movies, they're not making it for us. They're not making it for the geeks. They're making it for the world. They're making it for that broader audience. And that's why they're making so much money. Because
they're making it for that dollar.
Exactly. They're making it for that money. It's like, you know, and I feel like DC rushing too much. And like, from what I understand, because I recently saw Justice League War, and it seems like that's the story. Yeah, I liked it. I was like, is that what they're doing? Because it seems like, from according to the roster on IMDb, Cyborg is showing up. You know, Green Lantern is showing up. Aquaman is showing up. All these other characters are showing up in the movie, and it's just like, I guess that's where they're going to go. I hope I didn't spoil it for anybody, but
no. Justice League War is the abbreviated version of the first two story arcs. I'm sorry, the first two trades of the New 52 Justice League.
Okay. I gotta say though, in Justice League War, Superman is a bit of a dick. he's not like, I was like,
the ultimate Boy Scout is a dick.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus, he's kind of dickish. I'm like, it was like, this is ridiculous. But
just real quick to finish what I was saying though about this movie almost feels like it's being shoved down my throat, but not in the sense like I know I don't have to go see the movie,
right?
But I'm going to go see the movie because I'm going to want to talk to all of my other fellow comic book geeks about the movie. And I'm usually of the opinion that I will give most anything a chance. I know everybody has gone nuts over Jared Leto's picture of the Joker yesterday. And the truth is that I'm willing to give it a shot. I think the tattoos are horrendous, but I'm willing to give him a shot. Almost notably, almost every person who has ever portrayed the Joker has been despised until their movie. People didn't think Jack Nicholson was going to make a good Joker. They thought it was going to be horrible.
And he was
same
fantastic.
thing with Heath Ledger.
Yes,
I guess Cesar Romero didn't have a lot of haters at the time, but I don't know. I wasn't there, so.
Yeah.
But this film, the
you,
trailer just makes me not really want to go see it anymore. And I was so hoping that this trailer was going to make me excited for this movie, and it just didn't. It failed at that.
Yeah.
Was that the Tumblr? Like from the Batman Begins? Is that what is... I mean, I saw that Batman...
Very similar.
It looks very similar.
I hated that part of the trailer. It looks so unfinished. Like, the Batman
really
coming in, and it looks like fireworks going off, an explosion. I was like, what the fuck is that? It's like, what?
All right. I have a theory. I think that's not Batman flying the Batwing. I think hear me out, either Lex Luthor is going to take it over or something's going to happen, because unless they're just, I don't know. In the 1989 Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman killed people. And this one, it looked like he was just jacking people in the sky. So maybe they were bad. I don't know. But I have theories that that's not what it's presenting to us.
Yeah. But we shall
That's
see.
What's up? Yep. Yeah. I guess, yeah. Well, we were kind of talking about... go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I would have liked to have heard Ben Affleck's voice as Batman, without all that crap at the, all the...
Do you bleed?
I would have just
so
liked
cliche.
to hear that.
Yeah.
It was.
There's like a big debate in some of the nerd groups I'm in about who that actually is. My theory is I think it's Darkseid. Or somebody said interesting. They said it could be Metallo, and I was like, really? That's. I was like, okay. I mean, I don't consider him a big enough villain to me. I don't know, but I don't know. But we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see how it plays out. We were talking about Marvel a little bit also. So, did you guys see the new Fantastic Four trailer that came out?
Yep.
I think it looks
impressed.
Awesome. Yes, I mean I'm sorry, man. Like I am easily impressed with these kind of things, but I saw it and was just blown away.
It looks a lot of fun. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It had a Guardians of the Galaxy type tone to it, almost.
Yeah, exactly.
I loved how and that's another thing that I'm loving about what Marvel's doing. Marvel is DC wants to do this real. We're on real Earth, like with Man of Steel. Man of Steel was very much, Metropolis was New York, basically, or someplace in California, or, whatever. I mean, it was supposed to be this reality, and I think I think Marvel, they delve into that world, obviously. They are on Earth most of the time, but you are seeing transitions of, hey, we can. These guys are superheroes. Why can't we have them in another dimension, or why can't we have them in space, or blah blah blah? You know what I mean? And you see that translating into the film. Finally, crazy stuff that you see from the comics. So I got that feel with this. You know what I mean? There was a huge uproar about Johnny Storm being black. Shut up. He's black in the Ultimates universe, from what I'm told. You know what I mean? So.
What?
Get over.
No, he's not.
He's not?
No,
Lance?
I don't think he is. Yeah,
Lance, you told me that, so I blame you for that. Yes,
No.
I blame you for that wrong. Then. But
also, I have to correct you. I'm sorry. This isn't Marvel. This is 20th Century Fox.
It's not.
Really?
Marvel doesn't have any.
No, this is
okay.
Fox.
Okay, let's do the short breakdown. In the 90s, Marvel sucked at money, right? And so they sold a lot of their properties to film because they needed money. Mm-hmm. And then they realized, oh shit, we can do this on our own much better. And then they were like, oh, we have these contracts. So the X-Men and Fantastic Four, the X-Men Fantastic Four belong to 20th Century Fox as long as they uphold the contract, which is a ridiculous fucking contract.
Wow.
And then Spider-Man has a very similar contract over at Sony. Basically, these contracts, as long as they keep making the films,
they can own
and as long as they pay, like it's a very small amount of money, they hold the unlimited movie license. This doesn't cover television shows and animated features for most of them, but it does for some of them. Marvel recently got back Blade Ghost Rider, Daredevil, Elektra, and one other I'm totally missing. Punisher? Yes, Punisher.
Oh, really?
So those all came back, which is why you're going to see a bunch of those as Netflix shows. I mean, Daredevil's already out, but so no, this is 20th Century Fox that is doing.
Well, I'm sorry, my
Four.
bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
I didn't know
saying
either.
my bad to the viewers because I totally look like an ass, man. Yeah, I introduced that.
I didn't know.
For sure.
I didn't know that it was 20th Century Fox.
I always,
yeah,
that's great to know because I always thought it was Marvel. I really did. Like I didn't know. I knew X-Men got licensed out, and I knew Spider-Man got licensed out to Sony. But yeah, I totally didn't know that that was
two really bad Fantastic Four movies that came out 10, 15 years ago were 20th Century Fox. They were
Hey, hold on.
And they weren't.
I
horrible,
didn't
man.
like them.
I liked them personally. I thought they were all right. You know what I mean? Like they were real comic booky in my mind, I guess. You know what I mean? Like they were, and I meant that they didn't take themselves too seriously. You know what I mean? It wasn't this super serious superhero movie, which is what you were starting to see at the time. But I liked them, especially the one with Silver Surfer. The second one, I thought they did Silver Surfer.
Really?
I thought at least no, maybe not story wise, but I will say the way they did the character, I thought was really cool. The way
like the special effects, how you
like the special effects.
Special effects look good. I'll give you that.
When he went through the board, like you can't tell me that wasn't cool. When he was like, he looks back at Human Torch, and Human Torch is like, what? I mean, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, like there were cool action sequences and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a terrible story.
Whatever.
Here's my problem. I don't like the Fantastic Four. I know. As the characters, I know they're the first family of Marvel. I know that they made the way for a lot of the team books. Yeah, they're iconic in the industry. But God, they bore me to tears.
Yeah,
and the first movie tried. That first Fantastic Four movie tried so much. And I'm not talking about the '90s Fantastic Four movie by I just blanked on his name. The one they made if you don't know,
to keep the licensing.
Yeah, it was just to keep the license. Didn't even come out in theater. Came out on VHS. They gave him crap ton of bad actors and very little money. And God, I am going to kick myself for not remembering his name. He is known for doing films under a certain budget. You should look it up. There's also a 90s Captain America movie.
From 94?
Did something similar. Yeah, I think it was 94.
I'm looking at IMDb.
I remember the old Captain America movie. I actually did not see the old Fantastic
Four. There's the two that they did in the 70s and the one that they did in the 90s where Captain America kept stealing people's cars. Like, that was his main move.
Ole Sassoon? That's the name of the director.
Is it? Maybe that's it.
I'm looking at some of the... Wow.
Anyway, I'm going to remember it later and I'm going to kick myself. The point is that the first Fantastic Four movie from Fox really tried. They had an idea. They tried to update some things. They tried to make the Fantastic Four, a little bit more accessible to the casual audience, which I think it actually needed. That was one of some characters don't need that. Some characters do, and I love that they kept the more practical effects with the Thing. There was a lot they tried to do that worked. I didn't care that Jessica Alba couldn't act. I don't know it. It should have worked. It just didn't for me.
You watch her dirty mouth. She is awesome.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. No, but I'm not looking forward to the new one, and I hope to be pleasantly surprised. But none of the trailers so far have gotten me hyped for this movie.
I'm more from the trailer. I'm more intrigued by the special effects since I've dabbled in special effects myself. So it's like. It's not too bad. I still think the Thing looked like a rock lobster. But
rock lobster.
Yeah, it's like I'm not particularly. I'm not like fond of the way he looks. I was like, but it's like everybody else. I think it's pretty cool. But other than that, yeah, I'm still not sold on like the whatever story they're trying to do. So I don't care. But yeah.
So, Tony, what are your thoughts, man, on the trailer?
I mean, it looks cool, and I'll probably, if I don't see it when it comes out, I'll rent it
for sure. Right?
I'm not a big Fantastic Four fan either. I know a little bit about them. I had a couple that they were one of the few that I actually had a couple of comics of growing up. Them and Iron Man, and I just wasn't. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I think it looks like it could be a really good movie, but I'm. Not that excited about it.
They're gonna get crushed financially this year. it's just it's not going to be. I'm sure they're going to make millions, but
yeah. Well, they you know, I mean, with the roster of superhero movies, like the Avengers just came out, and I believe it's out already, right?
No, May 1st.
May 1st. Okay, so it's about to come out. Yeah, it's just about to drop
overseas.
Yeah, it came out overseas this Friday or something like that, ridiculously.
Which I have a problem with. It's like, no, Americans first. Hello.
Well,
ours. I'm on Twitter.
Next.
You go on Twitter.
Yeah, you go on Twitter. There's gonna be spoilers.
Yeah, no, I've avoided all of Twitter. I can't.
Social media kills, you know, regular media pretty much. Like it's. I remember when, you know, like I was so stoked for Game of Thrones coming out, and it's like, you know, they were like, oh, hey, the first 5 episodes got leaked, so be careful what you watch. And I was like, well, I guess no more Facebook for like, you know, a month or 2.
5 weeks or so.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's ridiculous, but anyway, so like, you know, just to sum it up, I think it looks cool. You guys not impressed that much? What do you guys think? Tell us in the comments. Let us know for sure. You know, like I said, I think it looks kind of cool. I think it looks like a Guardians of the Galaxy. They're in a new dimension, and I at least respect them trying to portray that on film. You know what I mean?
I do have one more comment, if I may. The reason that some people actually want this to fail is because supposedly there's a belief that if it fails bad enough, that they'll let the contract expire and it'll go back to Marvel. And I actually don't see that happening.
That's the most ridiculous thing.
I really don't see that contract expiring anytime soon because I don't think people understand that they're not paying a lot for that license.
Right.
The real money factor is that they have to make a Fantastic Four movie every X number of years to keep it. But I don't know. And honestly, that would be one of the few licenses if Marvel did get back. I'd be like, well, I guess that's cool. I don't know.
They could possibly
hard to integrate them at this point. I mean, if they're supposedly the first family of Marvel, and they were
like, where the hell were they this whole
Reed
time?
Richards real involved with the Avengers at the time and everything too?
I think Reed Richards. Well, no, he's supposed to be like Tony's intellectual friend or whatever.
His bestie. His bestie.
Yeah, pretty much. So
they're two of the greatest minds in the Marvel universe.
Well, there you go.
If the film does really, really well, I mean, do you think that you know, Marvel would try to buy them back even after it being a success? Do you think they would try to invest into it that way? Or?
I don't think they could.
Yeah,
like, I'll put it this way. I'll put it this way. Marvel, not too long ago, tried to make a bid on Spider-Man, and I think the same thing would happen with Fantastic Four. Sony charged them. Sony was like, "We'll give you Spider-Man, but for like 6 times the amount that they would pay."
Jesus Christ!
And so of course, Marvel like laughed out the door, which is funny because I'm like, man, y'all got Disney money, y'all could pay that, but whatever.
Yeah, but why? Like when you
ain't no money like Disney money, you know? For sure. Well, speaking of Disney, right? Speaking of Disney, rolling right into another Disney-owned product. We're gonna finish out the show with some Star Wars news.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, everybody forgets that. Everybody forgets that it's Disney now.
Juggernaut in the room.
Anyway, but so let's first off, we're going to talk about 2 trailers from Star Wars. But first, let's talk about The Force Awakens. Obviously, that one came out, and you know there were nerdgasms across the country, across the world, I think. So I want to just go ahead and immediately let y'all toss out y'all's feelings on it because personally, I thought it was awesome. But
I almost cried.
Really? Yes. I bet people
when
had
Han's
that.
voice came on, I was just like I started tearing up, and I was just like, oh my god, it's happening. I am such a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah, the music got me. I was like, I'm like, yes, because my face, because I think this came out right after Batman v Superman trailer. And
other way around.
It came out before then?
Yeah.
Like the Star Wars trailer came out, and then like 2 days later, Batman vs Superman trailer leaked, which was horrible for them because everybody was like, "Oh, well, Star Wars showed you how to do a good trailer." And
exactly. That's all I kept on saying. I wanted every node or every geek group I was in. I was like, "This is how you do a trailer. This is how you do a trailer." And people was like, "Come on, dude!" Like it was like, "Yes, this is how you do a fucking trailer. This is how you do a teaser. This is beautiful, great." Awesome.
They hit notes. Yeah, they hit notes with nerds on many different levels, and I think I think that's what was the beauty of it, right? They gave you so much in that trailer. And personally, one of the things that I loved the most was just Luke's dialogue through the trailer. When he's talking about, and it's because also, like, I have a real beef, and I didn't at first, but after getting more and more into Star Wars, I just had a real beef with the whole, obviously the midichlorian thing that was introduced. And I think even with this trailer, that was almost a step away from that, where it was, I had this, my sister has this, my father had this, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It wasn't. I have midichlorians and you have midichlorians. You know what I mean? So I almost felt it was like, he was passing on the torch, but he was also passing on the Force minus the scientific baggage that that Lucas tried to introduce into it. But oh man, just you want to talk about like. When I loved the scene because who knows who was in the hovercraft, right? But in our heads, we're all picturing Luke. That scene in the trailer where you see the downed Imperial destroyer in the sand, and the hovercraft's going across on the desert. We don't know if that's Mos Eisley or Tatooine. I'm not sure, but like everybody, there were just these nostalgic moments all throughout the trailer that I think it just hit every. Like whoever did that trailer, whoever edited that trailer down, bravo, sir. Because you could drop the mic and walk away after that.
He's like, yes.
It's funny you called it a teaser, but it didn't. Like, was that really a teaser?
It was so long. It was
teaser.
But it didn't
to
really
me, that was the
anything,
first
though.
real trailer because the last one was 88 seconds.
Yeah, that was a teaser.
To me, that was a teaser.
That was definitely a teaser.
But even the 88-second trailer,
it was so good.
It was so much better than most teasers. I'm gonna stay. I'll say this. I probably shouldn't, but I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Trek fan. I'm more of a phaser than a lightsaber. But I've seen each of the original Star Wars movies maybe twice, and I've seen the 1, 2, and 3 each once because I could not stomach to watch them again.
Yeah.
The three wasn't that bad. It was just 1 and 2 just killed any desire I think that I would have had to become a bigger Star Wars fan. And I have to say, it's the 88-second trailer, though good, didn't really do it for me. Watching this one, I'm definitely more excited now for this movie than I thought I would be.
Okay.
Yeah,
Word.
I can't wait.
So good, like you said, good job. This is how you do a trailer and excite people.
I do like the little hints of redesign with the Stormtroopers' helmets. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think the Stormtroopers look
It's
cool.
just the movie's beautifully shot. It's almost like a nod to how it was shot in the original Star Wars, like the dusty looking thing.
Yeah,
with really bright colors.
They didn't use digital film. They wanted to go back to real film, which I think was a
35?
beautiful choice. Yeah, I don't know if it's 35, but they mentioned they weren't using digital, and that they wanted to use real film, which I thought was really good, and just the scope of everything, like with the downed Star Destroyer and all that. Like, I know, like Tony was over there getting excited when Luke and with Han and all, and that's cool. I definitely understand that, but to me, seeing some of these new characters and just wondering, what's this guy's deal? Like one dude walking on the Star Destroyer thing that has the gold, and he looks like a super stormtrooper. He's like Super Shredder, but as a stormtrooper. Yep. I want to know what the hell he's doing. Like, what is that guy thinking?
Now I am wondering who is who is Luke who's going to be the main Jedi role in this next one? Is it going to be Luke's daughter or is it going to be Leia's daughter?
I think it's Leia and Han's daughter. That's my guess.
Okay, I know nothing about the extended universe. I know that these
dead anyway.
It doesn't matter now.
Okay. They're totally not following 7, 8, and 9 books, right? That's already okay.
They got rid of the canon.
They're like,
for
that's not
Star Wars Rebels. The new show, the animated show Star Wars Rebels, is the only canonical thing. Right. But for the gamers out there, Battlefield is apparently going to have some canonical elements to it as well. The new Battlefront game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which that was our next topic we were going to jump right into. That was another trailer that dropped, and holy crap, that one blew my mind too. I had so much fun playing 1 and 2. The only thing I'm weary of is literally the company that's doing it. That's really Yeah, well, DICE and just being overseen by EA altogether. I mean, it's I'm not an EA fan. I'm not a big DICE fan. I was, man. I was a big Battlefield player back in the day. But they push out on unfinished products, man. And you got to download this,
patch
10 gig day one patch, man. I think it's ridiculous, and especially with this game, it really concerns me. We can get into the trailer and your guys' thoughts, but I just wanted to say it really concerns me that we haven't seen any substantial gameplay from it. I know some stuff has been leaked, but the real stuff is going to come E3 when people can go experience it. I'm sure they're going to have some sort of a slice, some sort of a demo for people to play during E3. It'll probably be at least one level or two, you know what I mean? But to set a deadline on this game, and then the movie's following the month after. So something tells me that they cannot delay this game. And if they can, only by like a week or two. So that still doesn't give them much of a window. You know what I mean?
It'll be unfinished.
It makes me so scared, man. Because
it's EA. It's not going to come out
to be
great.
Like, it's going to be weird, because I remember fondly playing this game for hours on end, and one thing that they always got wrong was the whenever you play the stages that were based in space or on the any of the starships, it was very one-sided most of the time, because once you got your hand on a TIE fighter or something, that's it, match over. You just stay out there and just blow the shit out of everybody, because it's like, and it's just like that's just what happens. So I don't know if they're going to do that anymore, even fix that, but everything else was just so balanced to me later on.
I think there's no star fighting at all.
Right.
There isn't.
Actually,
I'm actually happy about that.
One of the I forget who it is on the team, but somebody has actually come out and said that the 8 levels that were leaked as, these are the official 8 levels, blah, blah, blah. He said, these are not the only 8 levels. We are going to be accommodating to players. He didn't come out and say that there would be space fighting, but that's pretty much what he was hinting at. And I believe this came out a day or two ago. So
that's interesting.
We don't know for sure if there's not going to be. And with it being EA and DICE and stuff like that, that even if Space Battles don't come launch day, it's going to be a whole DLC pack. Or something like that. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay for it again.
$10.
Which is shitty. But you know what I'm saying.
What
do you guys think about the chances? See, my thing about it is, it's almost changing the gameplay totally. Right? It's almost going to be a completely different Battlefront. They're not calling it Battlefront 3, are they? They're just calling it Star Wars Battlefront, to my knowledge.
Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront, that's the name.
Star Wars Battlefield, Battlefield. Sorry, Battlefield.
Pretty much. That's the biggest fear amongst gamers, right? Is that it's just going to be a straight reskin of Battlefield. That's what
I did it by accident.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what a lot of people are afraid of, is that this is going to have... I am almost hoping that the developers are going to have some sort of nerd respect, at least enough in themselves, that they're going to want to put enough into this project that they, as Star Wars fans, would be happy about. Obviously, they have to work in an allotted time. They have investors. They have a lot of stuff that, the consumer doesn't ever hear about. We just get to bitch. You know what I mean? But at the same time... I don't know. I'm real wary of it.
They are using the Frostbite engine, and I do like that engine. I think it's pretty cool. The only thing about that engine I don't like is the flying mechanics of it. I don't understand why it's really difficult to create flying elements in that engine. But other than that, I don't know. I'm really stoked. Every time I see this trailer, I just got fond memories of just burning out my PS2. Just yelling at the TV. It's like, why won't you move faster, you stupid at that? It's like,
what do you guys think about the switch from third to first person? I mean, do you guys think that's going to be a huge factor, or do you think people are going to be able to jump into it?
It's going to be a huge factor in me not playing it. Honestly, I'm not a first person shooter guy. I've never have been. I think the last one I played and enjoyed was GoldenEye. I just don't like it. Now, if it's like a Skyrim type game, that's one thing. But whenever it's like this militaristic first person shooter type environment, I'm out. I have no interest in playing.
I'm wondering how they're going to do that because, Battlefront also had its Jedi characters where every once in a while, I forget exactly how it would work because it's been so long since I played, but every once in a while you would be able to be this Jedi character and run out and just, go ham on people, and I'm wondering how you're going to be able to pull that off. Even in the trailer,
in the first person?
Yeah, in the trailer we saw, iconic characters like
knife
Boba
kills.
Fett. Yeah, you know what I mean.
You're just gonna,
just
walk up to people and just jank.
How do you deflect? How do you know what I mean? Like that's how you defended yourself. You know what I mean? Was deflection. So
I don't know. Maybe they'll have an option to switch to third person. In gameplay when you're a hero or something like that.
I hope so because don't get me wrong. As far as they have done a good job with the Battlefield series, at least as far as. I'm not into first person as much as I used to be. I'll play a first person shooter, but Battlefield did do a good job of the easy transition from going from first person to jumping into a tank or jumping into a helicopter and blah blah blah. Right. They made that a seamless transition, and so it excites me to the point where if I see a speeder bike, I can run over and grab it. If I see an X-wing, I'm gonna go run over and grab it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those kind of things excite me, but again, it's a totally different game. That's not what Battlefront was, you know what I mean? Battlefront did have those mechanics, don't get me wrong, but at the same time it was in a totally different type of I don't know, man. I'm very weird. I want to love this game. I want to love it, and odds are that a week before it comes out I'm going to end up pre-ordering it and playing it on midnight when it comes out. That's probably. I know. I'm a sucker, man. It's Star Wars and it's a video game. I'm such a sucker. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. But I'm so weary of it, man. I know I'm gonna regret it, but at least I can bitch about it because I bought it. You know what I mean? I guess is what I'm thinking.
Well, I kind of agree with you because I played the second one. I wasn't a big fan of Star Wars, but I had two friends that were, and so they brought the game over and we played the hell out of that game. We played it forever, and it was a lot of fun. So I would definitely give this one a shot. And the trailer looked good. Trailer made me kind of realize, okay, I see why people are excited because for the longest time we had all that leaked footage from the original Battlefront 3 that they scrapped or whatever, and so I can see why people are excited about. But the change to first person doesn't bother me as much as, like you said, I'm wondering how they're going to handle the idea of putting in Jedi, or I know they used to have kind of boss style characters to a degree and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see how they handle everything. This isn't I will not be purchasing this game for $60 unless the reviews are just amazing, but I'll eventually try it.
I mean, it comes out on my birthday. So
it's a sign.
So either my girlfriend is gonna buy it for me, or I'm just gonna buy it for myself. So
it's like I said, it's one of those games where I think just because it has Star Wars, and that's the sad part is to investors. This game is nothing more than the next action figure that's probably coming out. You know what I mean? And that's what's horrible is because we want, as consumers and as fans and as nerds, we want this awesome Star Wars game. I think we've almost built up this, this Star Wars hope that one day we're going to get this perfect game that just hits every note that we want. And
did you say you have a new hope?
I see what he did there.
New hope, dude.
But I don't know, man. Is it going to be this game? I don't think so. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people are hoping. A lot of people are hoping this is going to hit. From the vehicle battle to the on ground battle and stuff like that. I just don't know if it's going to hit every note that people want. And again, with EA and DICE behind it, I think it's iffy as best, you know what I mean? And that's if it comes out when it's supposed to. I totally think right now the pre-order thing is totally a ploy just to see how many pre-orders they're going to get. And it's like a phishing. You see a lot of companies doing it nowadays, the whole phishing thing. We're going to throw out pre-orders, and then, what do you know? We got a delay 3 months. Sorry, everybody who already pre-ordered, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, hopefully we'll see how that goes. But anyway, we need to come to a close. Otherwise, we could sit here and talk all night about Star Wars for sure. But let's go ahead and wrap this up. If you are catching this on Monday, please be sure to check out Tony's piece going up tomorrow. He's got a new series coming out called Breakdown, where he's going to be breaking down characters and elements from games and stuff like that. It's really awesome, really great stuff. So please check that out. That'll be going up, like I said, tomorrow, Tuesday, if you're listening to this on Monday. And please be sure to check out Steven's stuff coming out. He's got a Mortal Kombat piece that's coming out that looks really awesome on Thursday.
I'm more excited about Tony's piece.
I'm excited about both of your guys' piece. So.
It's an obscure game, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, that's one of the things I love about Gaming Rebellion. Just simply is we don't do the stuff inside the norm. We don't care about. I mean, some of us do. Some of us care about some of the games that are coming out and stuff like that. But the pieces are diverse, and that's one of the things that I love about it. So you guys be sure to check that stuff out. Be sure to check us out and follow us on YouTube. On like I said at the beginning of the show, Stitcher, iTunes, drop us some comments on YouTube. Please do the poll. Like, I put up a poll every week. I take time. That's not a generated poll. Like, I do that totally. You're not going to get spammed with ads or anything like that. I promise you, if you click on the poll. So send us your votes. Let us know what you're thinking and stuff like that. But until next time, guys, thank you. Thank you guys for being with us so much. And thank you at home for being with us. And we'll catch you later. Peace.
Laters.
Thanks.
Later.